Grounded. Hey there, StarCraft fans. Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered today on Radeon. It's going to be light. It's going to be herO. It's going to be one heck of a TVZ from RJB bottom right. It's herO top left. It is light. Both these players incredible in their own ways. Light, again, will just out-macro you and out-execute you. You know what he's going to do most of the time. And when you lose to that, when you know what's going on, it is super demoralizing. But it doesn't mean he doesn't switch it up, man. Right? I saw him take down, I want to say it was Soulkey last ASL 20 with some excellent Valkyrie micro against the Mutalisks of Soulkey. And I was just so inspired by that, and other Terran players should be inspired as well. herO can do anything, man. He can do early rushes, he can do mid-game wins, he can do super late-game wins. He does it all. And again, he can trick you too. So, every single incredible StarCraft player that we cast has an ability to try and trick the opponent and get away with it sometimes. You do too. At your ladder level, as you play StarCraft, holy smokes, it's a proxy for mine. Like I said, not playing standard sometimes. Just keep players on their toes. It's a middle-of-the-map barracks opening here from Light. Is this a sneaky twofer? It could be. I did cast a sneaky threefer on the channel a couple of weeks ago. You may have caught that one. So this could be a twofer. This could be a threefer. You don't know. So you don't know when this game is going to end. Just like watching live StarCraft. Hatch first versus a proxy. herO needs to pull the boys at some point in this match. And it's just going to be a one-Rax proxy. Just, you know, getting away with a bunker here would be pretty good. He still doesn't know where the Zerg player is. And that's an important part of this proxy build, right? When I've seen this before, it just feels like there's another SCV scouting out. Hang on a second. If he can see this Overlord, he will know. He will know where the Zerg player is, even though he hasn't scouted him yet. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Oh, he sees it. He sees the Overlord. He knows bottom right is where the Zerg player is. Overlord says, oh, no. Is there a bunker coming up somewhere? Is there a proxy of some kind? And yes, he's going to see it. He sees it. He's like, why is that an early SCV scout? Because it's a proxy. Pull the boys. Light says something in Korean saying, aw, you're so lucky. Canceling gas. Yep, speedlings are not going to come in time to help save you. And here come the SCVs. Here comes the bunker getting started. Here come the boys being pulled. And this is the dance. This is the dance of my people. Yeah, I think hero's going to be okay here, right? No chance of a bunker coming up next to the hatchery when there are this many drones pulled. Again, drones very good against Marines. Not as good against SCVs, I would say, but just delay, saying, all right, fair enough. I got Lings on the way now. That was just a delay to make sure I get Lings out to kill this SCV and prevent this bunker. Okay. Is it going to be on time here? This bunker, I feel like, is going to finish, but the drones are back. The Lings are here. Bunker actually finishes, but I guess there are Lings and drones here enough repairing with the SCVs, unloading and reloading the SCVs. Light, you are such a good Terran player, but no. This is enough. This is enough to hold it. And hold it indeed. All right. So bunkering is so common in 2026 in TVZs. Even if you don't win with a bunker, you can still win a mid-game or a macro game against the Zerg player. It requires so much lost mining time for the Zerg player to hold. Light here saying, all right, excellent hold, man. I'm super impressed. Is this going to be a Wraith follow-up? There's a starport coming in at 3 minutes. These Lings are like, we got to scout this. And scout it, indeed they do. Hey, did you know I actually played a ladder game about a week ago? I did. I decided to queue up a ladder game. I was trying to get all the maps, actually, for ASL. And I was like, I could queue up the game and leave, but that's dumb. Let's try to play this out. So I went 9 pool with speed and went up to a Terran base. I found him. I scouted him, and he didn't have his barracks landed at the top of the ramp. He was trying to go 2-port Wraith on me, so I went up, killed a Vulture that he wasn't microing properly, and then saw the starports, get spores in each of my mineral lines, and just won with speedlings from there. Ta-da! Sometimes StarCraft has short, dumb games. I don't cast those ones, but that was really dumb and really short. So, yeah, Wraith on the way. Dude, Light goes for a proxy into a bunker rush into a Wraith opening, which immediately gets scouted by herO. Good job by him, by the way. How did he... Oh, this Overlord must have found it. I don't know. I guess maybe he saw where the barracks was going, and that's how he knew where the Terran was, and that's why he sent the links to the top left. There's an expansion behind it, too. So it's not 2 Port Wraith. It's 1 Port Wraith. It might have been 2 Port Wraith if he could have prevented the scout. But herO knows what's up. We're going to use a Wraith, kind of similar to using Corsair. Yeah, we don't see this all the time in TVZ, not even hardly at all, but use the Wraith to kill Overlords. Use the Wraith for scouting purposes. I mean, you got Comsats eventually, right? Terran doesn't need as much scouting as Protoss does. But not a bad thing to do here, having a Wraith. I don't think it's going to kill Light to have one of those. Did he actually cancel the Wraith? Oh, he was building a Wraith. No, here he is. Cool. Like I said, scouting out. Maybe getting over. This is exactly what it looks like in PvZ, huh? Kind of weird to see it in a TVZ. Wants to kill the Overlord. Does more damage per shot than a Corsair does. There you go. Got one of that. Easier, actually, for ways to kill Overlords than Corsairs, obviously. 40-something hits for a Corsair to kill an Overlord, but Wraith is something like, I don't know, is that 8? Substantially less. Sees the macro hatch, sees the lair, sees the spire, sees the couple of Hydralisks to defend against the Wraith, and he knows it's going to be Mutalisks on the follow. More? Okay, never mind. 1 Starport Cloak Wraith build. What? Light, you're a crazy person. I love you, dude. Oh, there's another Starport up here. I'm done. Cool. So production tab told us there were 2 Wraiths coming in. It is a 2-port Wraith shenanigan rebuild. Out of Light on the follow-up after a proxy into a bunker. This guy sometimes. Like I said, he plays standard a lot, but sometimes he's got tricks. He's got tricks. Big fan. Mutas against Wraiths kind of have a hard time. Wraiths can micro really well. Sniping Overlords for them when there's a big ball of Wraiths is very easy, and if they're cloaked, then the Mutas die. Mutas are fast. They're pretty good against Wraiths in a straight-up fight, but if you're a Wraith player, you don't want that to happen. You're microing, you're flick microing, you're killing Overlords, and then you're murdering, you know, murdering Wraiths that don't actually have any detection. And another Overlord is going to go down. Supply block, yes sirree. So Muta's on the... Are you seriously coming out without any Overlords? Overlord speed is on the way. Yeah, I was gonna... Well, I mean, okay. You can't move out with these Mutalisks and get anything done. There are cloaked Wraiths back here. Yeah, he's fallen back. He knows. Ling's checking to see, is there a 3rd base I have to worry about? Up here, maybe? Or maybe up this way? Ooh, this Ling Scout is awesome. Just pokes in, sees what's going on in the natural base. Did he know there was a natural by now? I'm not sure he did. So good for him. Good scout. 3rd base coming in right side. Yeah, he needs to know if that's a 1 base or a 2 base 2-port Wraith. And he just figured it out. So again, 1, 2 volleying. Oh yeah, exactly. 3 volleying. Overlord's down with only 6 Wraiths. It's not even that many of them. And they're cloaked now, and their immortal enemy is Terry the Overlord. No, Terry's been dead for a while, let's be real. He died over here, I think, on the left side of the map. 2 volleys. Oh, gosh, the supply blocks. Every Zerg player who's been here is like, yep. And honestly, every Zerg player who sees this goes, why do we not see this more often? It seems pretty effective. It seems kind of impressively difficult for even pro Zerg players to deal with this. But it's really an out there build. It's not so out there we never ever see it, but it is not something we see a lot of. We saw Lita use it in ASL 21, which was friggin' awesome. Oh man, more of this, right? More of it. It's just effective, it is. Now, we're gonna watch the game and the lad's gonna lose, and you're gonna say that's why, Falcon. It's because the Terran player loses eventually because they, you know, it slows down their ability to get an actual ground army. Mass Wraith doesn't actually win games against good Zerg players, right? They get a ton of Hydras out, right? And they pressure you, and Wraiths are Mutalisks. Wraiths are good at harassment. They're not good at defense. So if you show up with 30 Hydralisks and all you got are Wraiths, the Wraiths die. They can't defend anything. This is a surprising number of Mutalisks, I'm not going to lie. Metabolic boost on the way, getting a Spore up here too. What's really also good against Wraiths is Ensnare. If you plague a group of Wraiths, they'll die too. They're just like Mutas. They are, except they can turn invisible, which makes them better. Although Mutas do have the bounce ability, and their ground attack is better than Wraiths are, so that's how this is balanced out. SCV says, you have a third? Yes, cool, bye. I accept my death. I was just here to scout, sir. Not getting upgrades for these Wraiths, because why would you do that? They're just here to be anti-Mutalisk for the most part. And hey, I had a subscriber of mine in the Discord server the other day being like, man, 2-hatch Muta is impossible to stop. It's so hard. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like Pro Terrans can handle it for the most part. And yeah, how do you do it? A 2-port Wraith opening will make it happen. Maybe work on that. If you 2-port Wraith every TVZ, guess what you're not going to die to? Mass Wraiths off of 2 hatches. It's an anti-2-hatch Muta build. Again, not that you're going to win the game, but at least you won't die to 2-hatch Muta. There is an answer to this thing. Upgrades for Hydras coming in. Lurkers there too. Lurkers pretty good against Wraiths. Wraiths ground damage is terrible. And even though the Lurkers can't defend themselves, it does take a long time for Wraiths to kill a Lurker. Unless your ball of Wraiths is just so big. Is this enough to one volley down a Lurker? 8 damage per shot. The Lurkers have 125 HP and, well, 2 armor now. I can't do that math. Anyway, coming in. Nice Irradiate. Ooh, I might have gotten unlucky there by killing the Irradiated Mutalisk a little bit before it needed to go down. Yeah, Mutas aren't getting upgrades. He knows the future of this game is not Mutalisk. But they're here anyway, right? Muta stacking pretty good. Mutas, again, getting out of range of the Overlord. They have speed, but they're not as fast as the Mutas are. They try to keep up. They really try their best, but that's not exactly how you want to do this. Overlords are a little bit slow. Siege mode's on the way. I'm not sure that Light is trying to win the game right here. Oh, the Overlord snipes the supply blocks. Every single Protoss player was watching this and saying, dude, if I could just do this, if I could just kill Overlords with a stack of Corsairs like that, wha-bam, I would win every PvZ. So, look, Wraiths are dying. There were 11, now there's only 6. And that's a lot of Hydra Lurker, and Light is running away. Not feeling happy about this. And shouldn't feel happy about this. Even Irradiate? Nope. Just poke it in. How many Lurkers are there? A lot? Great. Good thing I'm getting tanks. Good thing Siege mode is done. Queen's Nest getting scanned out. The timing there, pretty nice. On the scan, and the Queen's Nest. Is that a... Yeah, okay. Hallucinated for a second there. It's cool. Down the left side, Wraith Ball. We're not going to replace these Wraiths. It's like Mutalisks in TVZ. You reach a point where you just don't remake Mutalisks unless you're making 1 or 2 to try to snipe down Science Vessels that have been plagued. But outside of that, you just don't make Mutas anymore outside of that first, 10, 15 minutes maybe. Radiated. Okay. And then the siege tanks are here, and that changes everything. If there were no tanks here, the Hydra Lurker would have won this battle. If it was just Hydras, and it was just Marines and Medics, Light would have died, but he knew he's got to have tanks. He's anticipating Lurkers. We're just doing a nice back and forth right now. What a game, by the way. Hit that like button if you're enjoying this. And if you like the button on mobile, it gives you the option to hype the video too, which just kind of gives smaller content creators a little bit more visibility. Oh, those Mutas. He wanted to kill every one of those Mutalisks. He lost a Wraith for it. Again, 1 volley, 2 volley. He lost a Wraith, so it's 3 volleys instead of 2 now. That sucks. And ow. Okay, that was just lazy. That was a tough fallback for those Wraiths, but I think he's done with the Wraiths anyway. Keep him alive if he can, right? Killing that Overlord's not a bad thing to do. Big engagement up into Light's base. Lurkers leading that charge. Hydras on the backside just burrowing on top of tanks, on top of Marines. Enough detection, certainly. D-Matrix on a tank doing a lot, but that is so many Lurkers. Just kidding, they're pretty much all dead. Hang on, he's just trying to snipe in. Science Vessel going down, tank going down. herO has some words to say about this. 83 to 75 supply. He's like, do I win? There's a third base for the Terran player, but can he ever establish it? These Hydras, man. They are standing and fighting with 1-1 against these Marines. That is a Hydra meta that has been so popular for the last 2 years in TVZ. Just kind of showed up. But where are the reinforcements? There aren't any. Nothing's coming across the map. hero's got a 4th base. Instead of flooding, he's going to turn those Hydras into Lurkers. It's a pure Lurker ball here. How much Irradiate do you have to shut this thing down? The answer is not a lot. This is what I'm talking about. 3rd base, not happening. Dude, this 4th base is serious business for herO. I think he could have won with another round of Hydras instead of making that 4th, but he's able to force a liftoff and a run on the 3rd base of the Terran player and kills every one of the tanks. So herO's looking fine here. Like I said, 2-port Wraith is not any kind of an auto win. And the reason we don't see a lot of it is, in fairness, tough to transition out of Wraiths into stuff that can actually kill, you know, a straight-up ground Zerg army. herO says, let's try this again. High ground siege tank's going to be a little bit hard to deal with. There's only one of those, though. Are SCVs transferring to this natural? No SCVs! No! Why? Okay. He pulls him back at the last second. None of them, one of them actually dies. What did he think was going to happen there? There was a huge attack coming in. Medics dying on the way out there, too. This 3rd base, he thought he could land this 3rd is what he thought. He was wrong. Infested, 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 infested. He doesn't have a queen. What am I thinking? Defiler Mound on the way. herO's about in the best position he's been all game, if not far and away. Radiate's good. Not enough science vessels to irradiate all of the Lurkers, though there are so many here. You almost need to go mech if your enemy has this many Lurkers and Hydras. But these tanks keep getting killed. You can't get up to a huge tank count because, number one, he's on 2 bases. He's in desperation lifting his main command center to try to land it at the 3rd base location. This Overlord spotting when the 3rd is there and when it's not is a huge problem. I don't think there are any Wraiths left. There are 2 Wraiths left. 4 kills and 1 kills apiece. 53 to 40 workers. Terran is not looking all that good. Consumes on the way. Dark Swarm's going to be a huge problem. The 3rd base is here, but once again, the Overlord sees it as soon as the first SCVs start mining. Drop. All right. I mean, it's not going to kill a lot of stuff here, but Sunken died. Couple drones died. Dropship's not getting out of here unless it runs now, and it does. Dropship escapes. Medics bought that time. So Overlord says, fine, you can have that 3rd base. I delayed it immensely. Your 3rd base is landing at 17 minutes? Not happening. So Dark Swarm Hydra Lurker is coming for light. Is he ready for it? I mean, tanks, good. 7 tanks, good. He has to push out, too. I appreciate that from him. He has to move out. If he sits back there, he dies. So there's the Dark Swarm. There's the Lurkers going inside it. There's no Darks. Okay, he just eschews the Dark Swarm. All the Lurkers die. The Dark Swarm is late. The Hydras try to get in there, but there's enough tanks and enough splash damage that these Hydras are all going to die. Except for the one. No, got all of them. Dude, that was a single Hydra inside Dark Swarm, and it just died to Siege Tank Marine. Dark Swarm, man. Not all it's wrapped up to be sometimes. That Swarm was late from herO to light. Dude, if he can kill the 6 o'clock base, he can win this thing. He needs to hold this attack first, though. Dark Swarming again. Irradiating everything you possibly can. Defiler gets irradiated. Nicely done. And look at this. Tanks dying, but a lot of Hydras are dying as well. Siege Tank's getting targeted in particular. Is he going to get this? Yes, he does get the second to last tank here. Look at the Marine. Okay, Marines get inside the Dark Swarm and say it's our time, baby. And then down to this base, some Hydras, no. Gonna try to save it. Reinforcing dudes trying to save it. Fire Bats being added for the first time today. Terran fans are like, get those Fire Bats light. Get there. Hold the top of the ramp. Try to snipe as many drones as you can. No, Fire Bat dies. Drones getting wiped out. Marines microing within an inch of their lives down here. The 6 o'clock Siege Tank is hanging out with 21 kills. Drones dying, guaranteed damage being targeted, not going after the hatch, going after the stuff that is easier to kill. I like this move from Light a lot. And then just standing in, he's like, I'll fight against you Hydras straight up, guys. I've got +3 attack against your 2 armor Hydralisks. And he finally does save it, but a lot of drones died. It's only 45 drones, and this 3rd base has been given time to establish. What a killer game this is. Light. Can he hold it? Oh, well, no. Not against all of this Zerg. Aw, 422 kill Siege Tank. He wishes he could have gotten more, but 23 kills is it. The counterattack is going to be a problem. Light. I don't know, man. If he was able to mine these remaining resources and still had this gas income, I think he'd be fine, but he was forced to take his command center from the main and put it in the third because of losing it, because he was too overeager to retake his third earlier and couldn't do it. That's the play of the game here, is him trying to reland this base when he couldn't, losing the command center, and then that has crippled his economy ever since. Hatchery doesn't die, but a lot of drones did. Zerg player falling back. Got 3-2 upgrades on the Hydras now. The Marines are at a 3-1. Siege Tanks at 0-0. Has no money has been available for the mech upgrades so far. Plague's on the way. 4 base and Zerg at 20 minutes. What a killer game this is, though, man. RJB knows how to send them, doesn't he? This is a great back and forth. Hard walling with just a couple of racks here, so you can't just run in with Hydra Lurker and win. I mean, it takes a second, but there you go. They're in. And this third base is dead. I know there's a new third base coming in at the 12 o'clock here from Light, but I do not see that working out for him. Third base dies for the second time today. Overlord sees this too. Push down the right side. Dark Swarm up. Lings really for the first time getting involved in the battles. I guess they were here to deal with the bunker, but that's all they've really done today. But repositioning over this way to try to threaten the third base. That Spore was there for Wraith, but it really keeps Science Vessels at bay too. That's pretty nice. Sieging up. Is that a full evacuation at the third base? It is. Every drone tried to get out of there. They got splashed. This base might die. herO is counterattacking up into the new third base. No, it's just Marines, though. Yeah, congratulations. Killing this base is fine, but losing this base is a much bigger deal for Light. Yeah, look at this. Hatch is going to die. Attacking up this way. SCVs running through Lurker Spines inside Dark Swarm is the thing they most least likely want to do. I don't see how Light wins this thing, man. It's 87 to 107 supply. Siege Tanks are looking pretty good. A Science Vessel does go down. These Science Vessels need to live because Lurkers exist. And there aren't as many calm stats as you might hope. Light is trying to win this thing now. If he can, good. If he can't, it's over. Nice Plague. Oh, the Plague, who is massive. Trying to fight to defend the tanks when you're plagued is just a lot to ask for these Marines. Medics are healing as well as they can, but the Plague is doing so well, but the Siege Tanks are crushing everything on the ground somehow. 12 kills, 4 kills, 10 kills. What do I mean somehow? That's what Siege Tanks do. So this is not happening. This is not happening. This is not happening. I don't think Light can do this. He could probably kill this and this and still lose the game from this point. If he wins this thing, I don't even know what to say. I will be one of the more impressive TVZs I've ever seen in my entire life from the Terran perspective. Because this is not a winning position at all. These Siege Tanks are everything, and they're barely being contained and protected by a handful of Marines. Yeah, no, not happening. GG, man. Good game, Light. But that is going to be it from you today. Thanks for playing. Taps out. herO actually says the first thing, and then Light has left the game. Oh, that was awesome. That was really, really, really good stuff. What a great back and forth game that was. I know Terran lost, but that Wraith stuff was a lot of fun. herO just dealt with it pretty effectively. Got supply blocked like 7 times. Didn't really hurt him as much in the long run, but yeah, that was a great attack. I think maybe a mech play versus this Hydra Lurker stuff that was the follow-up to the race would have been a better move from Light. But what do I know? Yeah, the play of the game, right? Command Center lands here. He's transferring SCVs. Nope. SCVs have to run. Command Center dies. Really hurts the economy of Light, and he ends up going down. So that's it. That was a fantastic showing. Woo! what a great TVZ. I'm just, the back and forth was great. The race were exciting. herO's response to it was pretty good here, too. The siege tanks crushing was great. It's not like herO's the happiest baller of all time. He's at 60 supply and 30 drones on one base mining. But he knew he'd done enough damage on the other side of the map, shutting this down, that all he had to do was barely defend this base. He could have probably lost this base and probably been okay, too, and he was going to win the game. So, GG's herO. Pulls it out today, but that was close. 159,000 points, 154,000 points in favor of herO. He outproduced and got outkilled, but not by as much. Structures raised, 7-5. Resources spent. An outspend by the Zerg, pretty hefty. Again, herO's income was better than Light's because Light's was crippled for most of the game. Huge chunk there. That's the big play, right? That's what we're talking about. All right, that right there is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.